I should be comfortable in what I'm doing. If I feel like there's a line that is being crossed and I might look cheap in something, I'll say no to it. I have realized that talent bypasses everything. You may have a backing also, but if you're not good at your craft, you will not last. Farhan sir told me this, and he really made a very good point. He said, see, my product is my trailer. If you see my trailer, you like my trailer, you'll come to watch my film. No matter now what I say after it about my film, it doesn't matter what I say about it in interviews. So I am not dependent on social media like that, but during promotions, like, I will give it my all. I have seen Farhan sir completely surrender to our director, to a point where he was like, okay, I'll do what you want. He believed in Raashii sir's vision, and I think I did the same thing. So I never saw Farhan sir, the director, on set. I always saw him as Farhan sir, the actor, on set.
Hi Raashii, welcome to Zoom. Hi. 120 Bahadur has released.
Yes.
It's one of a film that shows India and Indian strength in a very different light.
Yes.
Before you did the film, how well versed were you with the Charlie company?
To be very honest, I didn't have any idea about the Rezangla battle that had happened. So when I heard the story for the first time, I asked him, is it fiction? Is it like, he's like, no, this actually happened. And I said, how is it that I don't see this in history or I don't know of it? Or not, I'm sure not a lot of people know about it. And I checked with my friends, with my family, and they were like, no, we haven't heard of it, really. So I was like, okay, then, this film, that's why probably this film needs to go out and people need to see it. And it also reminded me why I became an actor in the first place, to be part of stories that make a difference or make a mark or talk about history that we need to know. So I was very happy to be a part of this, but I had no idea that it had happened. Yeah.
Looking at your trajectory and your filmography, you've done Madras Cafe, you've done Yodha, and now 120 Bahadur. There is a certain nationalism or a patriotic aspect to each film that you've done. Is it a conscious call?
I don't think it is conscious. I just think that these films have probably chosen me, I feel, more than I have chosen them. And I feel very proud of it also. I think there's a certain innocence that you need to balance with the full-fledged war that you see, because it's harsh. So you need innocence to balance it. And I'm really glad that directors could see that innocence in me, so I could pull it off. I think it's just that, but it was never a conscious call. I just am happy that I'm part of it because I am very patriotic.
Also working with Farhan Akhtar, he's besides being an actor, phenomenal actor, he's also a director. Did you all collaborate while shooting for the scenes? They were mostly emotional and very touchy. Did you see the director in Farhan on set while he was performing as Major Shaitan Singh?
So a lot of times, when a director / actor works in a film as an actor, it's difficult to keep the director behind you. But I have seen Farhan sir completely surrender to our director, to a point where he was like, okay, I'll do what you want. He believed in Raashii sir's vision, and I think I did the same thing. So I never saw Farhan sir, the director, on set. I always saw him as Farhan sir, the actor, on set. And that is something I really, really respect about him. And it made my job also easy. It was much easier to discuss scenes with him about what we were going to bring onto it and the subtle emotions that they wanted in the film, that had to come together. And there's a very old school kind of love that you see between them, of course, because it depicts a time that was, way back. And I love that kind of romance also, so I really related to it. Yeah.
Often, war films like 120 Bahadur, the audience, the general audience that just goes to watch a film out there, they tend to compare with other patriotic, other war films, such as even Border or even the recent Chase Charna come out. How do you react to these comparisons? Do you take them seriously and try to or completely stay away from these comparisons?
But I feel like it's not just with war films, even romantic comedies will have the same template, even some kind of, like, all genre films, like horror films will have a template, but you'll still keep making horror films, you'll still keep making romantic comedies or romance or, war films. I don't think we should compare them because they all have a different story to tell. Yes, the genre is the same. Is why I don't take it too seriously, because I know there'll be newer characters in a new film, you know. So there's nothing really to compare in them, except probably the way a film touched you emotionally. Or, you know, if it made you feel patriotic, especially for a war film, it should do that. When you walk away from, after watching that film, it should fill you with this feeling of, oh, I love my country. I want to be able to do something for my country. And if it leaves you with that feeling, then it's a good war film. Yeah.
We also saw Rekha ji watching the film
Yes.
with you all. How did she react to this? What was the instant thing that came out of her?
So she had tears in her eyes when she came out of the theater, and I asked her, ma'am, can I hug you? Because I just felt that. And she's like, no, can I hug you? And I said, yes, please. And then she hugged me, and then she was telling Farhan sir, and I was there. And she spoke about how my character really touched her, especially in the last scene, and how I made her cry. Like, she fully enacted it, and she was quite emotional for a very long time. And when someone like her says things like that, no, you feel like, oh, I may have done something right, you know, in this film. That's the kind of validation probably that I seek from my peers, from my seniors, and also from the audience. So I felt very fulfilled that night.
Raashii, how do you as an actor stay away from being stereotyped and put into a bracket?
I think my fear when I started out was that I didn't want to get stereotyped. And initially, Madras Cafe really helped me because people saw a performer in me in that film. After that, again, I got this string of commercial films, and I was trying to make my way out, and I was thinking, okay, there should at least be one film that comes to me. I hope some film comes to me. And I always feel that in the beginning also, you're always at the mercy of scripts, you know, because you don't choose them, they choose you. And at that time, you just want to do everything to showcase your talent or whatever, even in the commercial space. So I felt very stuck. But Toli Prema was one film that released in 2018 that changed things for me and made the industry see the performer in me again. But then again, I started doing commercial films, and thankfully, at the right time, Farzi came out, which was like a D-glam kind of role, and, you know, really meaty, as you call it. And a lot of people, even from the South, said, oh my God, like, you know, you really are a performer. This is without the glam, and, you know, we see it in you. And then I started getting the scripts I've always wanted to work at, and I'm very, very proud of even XOB's Bahadur. But to be very honest, I don't think it is in our hand, really. People do stereotype because they see you in a certain character and they feel that, okay, this is the best that she can do. Okay, if this role is there, let's go to Raashii for it. But today I ask my managers to consciously, and I tell them, I say, let me test for a character. If it comes and if the director is not convinced, okay, great. But let me at least test for it. You never know, you break something and, you know, you break a barrier and the director likes you and it's something very different, and, you know, that's how you move forward. So I've changed my strategy a little bit, but let's see.
Often there is a notion that down south, filmmakers tend to view actresses or heroines in a particular light, like be it glamorous roles, the way they dress, also the outfits that they wear. Are you conscious about the kind of roles you choose there also, and make sure that it's within certain limits or your comfort zone?
See, it's very important that I should be comfortable in what I'm doing. If I feel like there's a line that is being crossed and I might look cheap in something, I'll say no to it. And every actor has a different comfort zone. So I don't judge whatever whoever does. Coming back to projection of women, I feel it's not a South thing. I also see it in the North a lot. You know, but it completely depends on the choice of the actor and what they want to do, what they're comfortable doing. Some people are comfortable with it, some people are not comfortable with it. I personally feel that I have done so much of commercial stuff in the South that I feel like, okay, at least in Hindi, I want to take that step ahead and, you know, get into content. But I'm also okay doing commercial stuff. But then again, I have a limit. Now, every actor's limit is different. That defines who they are. Yeah.
Recently, there has been a discussion around healthy working hours for actors also. Like other corporate people do 9 to 5. They have their work-life balance. But actors sometimes even work for days and days without proper sleep. What's your opinion on this? Is it necessary to regulate working hours for entertainment people also?
I feel it's important to regulate it on a human level, but I also understand where the producers come from, because a lot of times I know today it's difficult to make money on films more than ever. because of OTT rising. You see a lot of people depending on OTT to watch a certain film and they don't go to theaters. So producers are bleeding, and they expect, okay, like let me just get the most out of an actor. So probably they have these 12 to 16-hour shifts, but I feel humanly it should be 12 hours maximum. Sometimes the producers understand, they let you go in 10 hours. Sometimes you have to extend it to 15, 16 hours. I have done that because of a location problem, or the location is very expensive, so they request you. But I think humanly 12 hours is still okay for me because I understand that they are bleeding. But then again, it's up to an actor. That's what I feel. Maybe a different actor will feel differently, but I am okay right now. Maybe let's say 5 years down the line, I feel like, I want a better balance with my personal life. I want a little more time for my personal life. I can come and say, okay, give me 8 to 10 hours. But I think it's a conversation that should happen between a producer and an actor, and they should decide comfortably what works for both of them. It could be 8 hours for one production, it could be 12 hours for one production. It completely depends on where the producer is, where the actor is. It's not something that's a very subjective thing, it's not a subjective thing, so it just depends on who you're working with. That is what I think it depends on. But I think humanly, they should have regulation of working hours. Yeah.
By speaking of working hours, promotions can also get very hectic.
Yes.
And social media is one of the biggest pillars, one of the strongest pillars when it comes to movie promotions. Do you fear overexposure?
I don't fear overexposure because I do feel it is in my hand. Let's say a film is releasing, I will go all out. I will be seen. I will talk about the film. I also want the film to make money for my producer. I'll also want for it to work for me. So I will go all out. I will promote it. Otherwise, you will not see me as much. Like, let's say you'll see me more film to film than just making an appearance. That's also because the kind of work that I do, like I have releases in Telugu, I have in Tamil, I have in Hindi. So I think my time is very well regulated throughout the year where I'm seen. So I don't need to be really seen in other places. So I am not dependent on social media like that. But during promotions, like I will give it my all.
Do you think promotions can get a little hectic for actors?
Yes, they can. They do. We just keep traveling. But some films, I've realized this, and Farhan sir told me this, and he really made a very good point. He said, see, my product is my trailer. If you see my trailer, you like my trailer, you'll come to watch my film. No matter now what I say after it about my film, it doesn't matter what I say about it in interviews. Because you've seen the trailer, you've seen the product, you may like it or you may not like it. Now, if you like it, you'll come. You don't like it, you won't come, no matter what I say about it. So he says that I don't think they're as important. You don't have to go crazy about promotions. Just choose what you want to do according to the theme of your film and take it forward. And I actually agree with that.
Absolutely, how beautifully put. You cried Madras Cafe as your first film.
Yes.
In Hindi. How did you land the role?
So I did this TVC, and Shujit sir and the casting director Jogi ji saw the TVC and they called me for an audition. I didn't go because I was not interested in films at that time, and I said, no, this is not my thing. I'll go back to Delhi, and I'll do something else. I got a call once, I said no. I got a call twice, I said no. And then Jogi ji directly called me and he said, why don't you give the audition? You might get the film. So out of respect, I went. I gave the audition and I just got the film. And I honestly didn't think I could, when you're an outsider, you don't think it's that easy. So you're like, why will they take me? These are the kind of questions I had. But I think it just worked out for me. I think it was destined. Yeah.
So often, once you buy your first film, moving on to the next can be a bit of a challenge, especially without a godfather or without connections in the industry. Was it difficult for you also?
Initially, yes. But I have realized that talent bypasses everything. You may have a backing also, but if you're not good at your craft, you will not last. You may last on social media. In visibility, you can be wherever you want to be, but you will not get people's respect for you as an actor. So if you want that and you work on your craft, if you get one opportunity, you will keep getting opportunities. But if you take that easy, or you take whatever you have easy, you ever go easy with it, you'll lose it very quickly.
South films, especially Telugu and Tamil, have insane fan following. People are, we see stampedes happening. That's very unfortunate. Yes. But that is the love they have for y'all, for the actors there. Did you experience any crazy fan moments that actually shocked you in a...
That was my first experience after my first film. I went to Tirupati for a shop opening kind of thing. And I was going into the lane, my car was going there, and I saw the whole road was blocked. And I'm asking them, why is the whole road blocked? What is that? And they're like, no, you're coming, so they're there. And I'm like, are they there for me? Like I couldn't understand it. I don't think I could accept it at that time because it wasn't a great experience. My manager, got hurt. I was wearing a suit, then got neko phat gaya wahan se, where I was on the shoulder, and I wasn't very happy about it. And I decided I won't go for these openings because I wasn't comfortable. I think I wasn't comfortable with fame in the beginning. And then eventually I understood and that trauma went out, and then I started going with better security. But that's what I realized, that these are the people who make me who I am. I have to give them that love back. And they have been crazy experiences where, I gave this hand to a boy, he took my hand and he just went like this and he fell down. And I'm like, what is happening? There's a guy, I wrote my name on it, on his hand, like just with a pen, and he tattooed that thing. There are fan associations of you that you're not funding, and they're there. Just shouting your name, making sure when your film comes, they'll go to the theater 2 times, 3 times, 4 times to make sure that the film works for you. So that kind of love you don't get anywhere else. And I'm very, very grateful for it.
And this love leads to films in 100 crores, 200 crore club. How do you connect yourself with these types? 100 crore club actress, 200 crore club actress.
I'll tell you something. So there was a time where I was a part of 3 back-to-back 100 crore films. It's not like those 100 crore films will get you more work. It's not that. It's just strange. There have been times where I have had hits and I'm sitting and waiting for the right project to come my way. There have been times when there are flops in my life and I'm getting better projects and I'm thinking, what is happening? Does success lead to more success? But then again, I can say this, that some actors' trajectory is completely different. One success leads to another film, But I think in my case, it's been absolutely weird. Like, it's been different. So I try to understand it and I'm like, okay, maybe they're banking on me as an actor, probably. I don't know what they see in me sometimes. When my films don't work, they still see, okay, she can act, and they put me in a film. Sometimes it's the hits and then you're sitting and you're waiting and you're like, but okay, why am I waiting for that long? Shouldn't I be getting a film after back-to-back successes? So I think I'm very away from success or failure today. Like, success doesn't go to my head and failure doesn't go to my heart, And I've crossed that bridge where I'm like, okay, now it doesn't matter if the film is a success or a flop. I just have to keep working hard and I just have to deliver as an actor. That's all I can do, nothing else.
How has the definition of success, failure and fame changed for you since the beginning of your career, Puma?
Success, fame and failure. Okay, so there was a college event I went to and I told them, I hope you all fail. That's the first statement I made. And they were like, what is she saying? And I said, I really hope you do, because failure will teach you so much more than success will ever teach you. When you're younger and your eyes are full of dreams and you want to do something in life, you want to be successful and success doesn't teach you anything. In fact, it makes you more arrogant. It is very, very important that you fail in life. That's when the gaps get exposed where you need to work. And that's when you become a refined version of yourself, is why I think failure is absolutely important. And that will lead you to success eventually, because it'll always be like this. It'll just be like this. It'll never be like this. It'll always be like this. Your path is, in any profession, will always be like that. So don't take failure to your heart, or even success to your heart for that matter. Enjoy your journey. I just hope that whatever that you're doing in life, you're enjoying it, and don't wait for what result it's going to fetch you. If you're honest, things will come for you. They will turn around for you. And if you're resilient, that's how to be. That's the way to be in life. It will really help you. That's my experience. And fame, I was never attached to fame. I was very uncomfortable with fame, as I said earlier. I didn't want to be known. I was very happy. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but not happy. But I can say that I was happy wearing the mask. When there was COVID and I used to travel, because I'd like, okay, now people won't see me. I'm just in a mask. I was trying to get comfortable with being famous. I think today I'm in a place where I am comfortable. But that's not what I seeked. And that's always that's something that I tell people who want to be actors. Don't seek fame or money to be in this profession. Be a part of it because you love the craft, or you want to act, or you want to affect people through your films, through your art. And fame and money are byproducts, they will come.
As we speak about this, do you miss certain moments or those earlier before you became an actor, you would just go out with your family, with your friends. Do you miss that casual outings? Do you miss that fun moments that are now that you have to be with security, you have to be with so many people around you for your protection? Do you miss those days?
You know, I miss that a lot. Is why I think when I go to these foreign trips, I always make sure that I'm traveling in a metro, or I'm using the local transport, or I'm just being around people who don't know me, don't care. And you know, it's a blessing because it balances my life. When I'm in Hyderabad, it's very difficult to get out, so I've become like a home bird, caged. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. When I'm in Bombay, it's a little easier, but sometimes you always get photographed wherever you're going. So that's also something that I feel a little pressure here also, is why I don't sort of step out too much in Bombay also. So I always travel abroad and do that. But yes, I do miss those things. Yeah.
Also, Farzi 2 is coming. It is, I think it is already on floors.
Yes. No, actually it goes on floor next year, January.
Oh,
Yes.
lovely. What can fans expect this time?
I have absolutely no idea. I am still waiting to know what happens to Megha and Sunny and what happens to my character. Does she figure out? Does she not figure out? I think I am like the audience at this point because I haven't read the script. I don't know where the story is going. I will know in January by the time we start shooting, and I am honestly very excited for it. Yeah.
Also, there are speculations that the family man and Fuzzy are going to collaborate, or there is a crossover family. Is it true?
I don't know yet because Family Man 3 is coming, and I am not, I don't think I'm a part of it, like neither Shahid right now. So I think they haven't done the crossover in Family Man 3 yet, but maybe, you never know. You never know what happens in Farzi 2. Yeah.
Absolutely. Looking forward to Farzi 2.
you.
Thank you so much, Raashii, for having a chat with us. Thank you.
Thank you.